Hello, guys. I am going to challenge you a little bit, and we're going to read a different version of our news to you. So, most of the time when we read it, it has lots of pictures. So, there's a picture for every single word. This one, since we've been talking so much about the coronavirus, we've been talking about how to stay healthy at home. We've been talking about happiness. We've been talking about a lot of different things. So this article is about thanking the hospital workers. I'm not sure if you um, were outside or heard the jets flying over yesterday to thank the hospital workers. They were going around the state of Minnesota. I know it was very loud around our house around 11 o'clock yesterday morning, and that was really neat. So, anyways, sorry, the challenge is going to be that you're going to need to be listening to the story. You can follow along and read, but you're going to make sure that you're listening because I don't have as many pictures to describe what um, the news is going to be about. So you're going to need to listen to my words and see if you can still answer the questions when we're finished. Okay, sorry, this is very tiny. Let's see. Let's zoom in a little bit. Here we go. See, we have the same problems as we do at school when I can't get things the right way. Okay, so thanking hospital workers. Hospital workers are very busy now. Many people are sick with the coronavirus. Hospital workers are helping sick people become healthy. Hospital workers work in hospitals. People who are very sick may go to hospitals. People who are hurt may go to hospitals too. People who are sick or hurt need help. Hospital workers can help these people. Hospitals have many kinds of workers. So you'll notice that there are some pictures that can help us remember what we're reading about. So on each little paragraph, there's a picture. So you'll see this boy or this person with something on his head to try to keep his fever down, or maybe his head hurt, and he's got some water dripping down, so maybe he's sweating. He's also got this thermometer in his mouth. You also have somebody who has a sling around their arm. So this person would be sick. So it says people who are sick may go to hospitals, and this person is hurt. People who are hurt may go to the hospitals. So you'll still see some of these pictures that'll help us decide what we're talking about and help us kind of remember, like, oh yeah, that's what Tanya said. But you'll need to make sure that you're also listening. Okay, so these pictures are clues, but you'll still need to make sure you're listening really well. And then this picture we see a lot because it's talking about helping people, and we see this picture of help a lot. And then these are the people that are working at the hospital, so doctors and nurses and other people that are at the hospital as well. A hospital worker may be a doctor, a nurse, a therapist, an aide, or a pharmacist. Hospital workers do many things. A hospital worker may do surgery, take a temperature, give medicine, and more. So remember, those pictures are really helping us give a lot of clues. Hospital workers can include janitors and cafeteria workers too. Janitors can make hospitals clean. A clean hospital can help people be healthy. Cafeteria workers cook food in the hospitals. Eating good food can help people be healthy. Something to remember when we're all at home, we're still being healthy, right? All hospital workers are important. So this picture means important. It's kind of a silly picture, but these little rays off of the side, that means important, like look at me, look at me. People can thank hospital workers anytime. A good time to thank hospital workers is National Hospital Week. National Hospital Week is May 10th through the 16th in 2020. This week celebrates hospital workers. So that is next week. So maybe we should think of an idea of how we can thank hospital workers. Maybe we could send them thank you cards and bring them to the hospital, or put something on like our classroom page, and you can type up thank you so much for keeping people healthy. Thank you so much for all you do to help everybody right now, because right now is just, it looks different than kind of the life we knew a couple months ago. So you can maybe think of some ideas of how to help somebody, and maybe a doctor or a nurse or a pharmacist or a janitor or a food worker in a hospital. All those people are very important, and so if you know anybody that's in those professions, make sure that you're thanking them. People can do things to thank hospital workers. This is just what we were talking about. People can make cards, send emails, and write letters. People can send food to hospitals. Hospital workers can enjoy the food. So I have a couple of friends of mine that are doctors. And so if this interests you, we can definitely figure out how to get those cards or a letter to them, or you can send something to me and I can forward it on to them. I think that would be really, really nice to hear, from somebody else saying thank you. Even people that aren't sick right now. So let's see. People can thank hospital workers on social media too. They can say why hospital workers are important. So some people go on social media like Facebook or Instagram, Twitter, and they go on and just make comments and say, thank you so much, or I appreciate the help from Dr. So-and-so. And that's really nice too. People can share pictures and videos. They can share stories about hospital workers. People can use the hashtag #myhospital in their posts. So then you'll see, if you search something that says #myhospital, you'll be able to see lots and lots of people that have commented about their hospital and kind of giving kudos to people that are helping, which is really neat. Cities across the United States have hospitals. Many hospital workers are very busy now. They are helping people sick with the coronavirus. Many people are thanking hospital workers. How can you thank a hospital worker? So we'll brainstorm that a little bit, and then maybe we'll put it on our stream of our classroom of how we can do that as a class, how we can thank people that are working at hospitals. I think that'd be really cool. Just thinking. Hospital workers. Hospital workers work in hospitals. Hospital workers help people feel better. Hospital workers use many tools to help people. These tools include stethoscopes, thermometers, shots, bandages, and more. For some reason, I thought the picture was going, or I didn't think that the page turned, because this picture is the same as the last one. So remember, we're thinking of where, the place in the news, where, it's hospitals. Hospitals are in cities around the world. Hospitals have rooms with hospital beds. So you'll see that this bed looks different than your bed at home because it has, let's see, maybe we should just call them bells and whistles. It has lots of things for different people. It can raise up your feet. It can raise up your head. It has sidebars on it so you don't roll off, and they can go up and they can go down so the nurses and doctors can examine you. They even have a spot on the end. Excuse me. They have a spot here that you can keep things. Sometimes your file or something is in there, but very fancy so that, and it's easy for them to move as well. They have wheels on the bottom so that if you need to be moved to a different area of the hospital, there are just lots of things that have developed over the years that are now making hospital beds easier for doctors and nurses and patients as well. Hospitals have waiting rooms and emergency rooms. They have x-ray machines, medicine, MRI machines, wheelchairs, and more. I'm not sure if any of you have ever had an MRI. So you lay on this bed, and then you go in this big machine, and it sounds like it's kind of breaking, and it makes these weird noises and shakes, and you have to stay very, very still. And usually you get to listen to some music while you're in there. And then it takes pictures of layers of your body. So an x-ray machine would just take pictures of your bones, right? And your insides, and so that the doctors know what's going on inside of you. But an MRI machine, it takes pictures of layers and layers of your body. And so they can really get a good idea of what part of your body may need help and what part of your body is healing. It's crazy. The technology that they use at hospitals is pretty insane. All right, healthy pepper pizzas. I don't know, usually pizzas, when I make them, are not so healthy. So instead of using a pizza crust, they use sweet yellow peppers that are halved and cored. So that means you cut them in half and take out the core. Peppers, you might think, are always spicy, but they're not. So these yellow peppers that they're saying that you can use, you could probably use different kinds, are not spicy. They're actually pretty sweet, but you kind of have an idea in your head, and I know that my boys do too, that they always think that if I have a pepper, that means it's spicy, but it's really not. So some of the other ingredients, cooking spray. A lot of times we use cooking spray so that your food doesn't stick to the pan. Pizza sauce, shredded mozzarella cheese, pepperoni slices, Italian seasoning, a baking sheet that you spray with cooking spray, a tablespoon, and a measuring cup. You're going to put these in the oven. Lately at our house, we've been making pizzas on the grill, which has been kind of fun. But these you put in the oven. So you put your pepper halves on there and you spray the pepper half. So you spray the sheet and then you also spray the pepper. Interesting. You put the pizza sauce inside. You measure that. Remember, this large capital T means tablespoon. So the tablespoons are larger than the teaspoons. Scoop that in there. Put a quarter cup of cheese into each pepper half. So you're going to use more cheese, but you're going to separate it so that you're only using a little bit for each one. Because if you put all the cheese into one, you won't have enough cheese for the other pizzas that you're making. You can put some pepperonis in there, sprinkle it with some seasoning, bake, and then wait for it to cool just a little before you try to eat it. Let me know if you make that recipe. Knock, knock. We can thank hospital workers. Oh, that one was actually pretty good. All right. I have a joke. What do you give a sick pig? Ointment. Usually you put ointment on something. Like, I don't know if you have Neosporin or something like that. If you have a cut or no, you put on ointment. But since it's a pig, you put on ointment. Okay, this is different. So we are going to choose the pictures that are not about the story that we just read. That is a challenge. So we're going to go through and we'll talk about each one and we'll say yes or no. Is this about thanking hospital workers? If it is, we'll keep it. If it's not, then we'll click on it, okay? So choose the pictures not about thanking hospital workers. Did we talk about a janitor in the story? We did, because janitors keep the hospitals clean. And when people are clean, they stay more healthy. All right, got it. How about an x-ray machine? Do hospitals have x-ray machines? Yeah, they do. Did we talk about ladybugs in our story? We did not. Okay, so I'm going to click on ladybug.
Ladybug.
Oh, great. We got that one right. Okay, did we talk about people being sick? Could people potentially be sick at a hospital? They can, so we're going to leave that one, okay? How about waterfall? Did we talk about waterfalls in our story? Waterfalls weren't in the story. I mean, I guess it could be a way that somebody could get hurt, but
Waterfall.
We didn't talk about waterfalls. Did we talk about hospital workers? Yeah, easy one. We did. We talked about hospital workers. Did we talk about a stethoscope? Yeah, we briefly did, because this is something that hospital workers can use, right? How about busy? Are hospitals busy right now? They are. People that are housing people that are sick right now are very, very busy. And a lot of other hospitals are kind of waiting, and they actually might not be busy, but in our story they were. Because they are waiting and preparing for if anyone comes in that needs patients. I couldn't think of the word. Any patients that come in that are hurt or maybe experiencing symptoms of the coronavirus. So most hospitals are busy, and the ones that aren't, I'm sure, will be in the future. Doctor, did we talk about doctors? We did. How about being healthy? Yeah, this person has an apple right here. Apples are healthy choices for eating. Did we talk about dinosaurs in this story?
Dinosaur.
Every time I hear the word dinosaur or see a picture, I think of Asher. Okay, how about people that are hurt? Are people that are hurt do they go to hospitals? They do. Most of the time, people that are hurt can go to the hospital and get some treatment so that they are feeling better. Oh, I have the yawns this morning. Excuse me. Okay. How about a carver? This person looks like they have a wood, that they're carving something out of wood. We didn't talk about that in our story. No, we didn't. Hospital, of course, because that was our where, right? Right? Where are we? Where is the place in our news? The hospital. An aide. This looks like someone who's helping someone. Yes, we talked about that in our story as well. And did we talk about how we can thank the hospital workers? I hope you're saying yes, because our story is called Thanking Hospital Workers. Nice work. All right, our last ones. Help.